everyone, and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah, and today I'm doing a reading for the sign of Aquarius for the mid to end of October time period. Please remember that this is a general reading. There may be some parts that do not resonate with you. Please take the parts that do and leave the rest behind. You may also want to check out your other signs as well. I've already meditated on the cards. I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today, dear Aquarius. In the past position, we have the Fool, clarified by the Nine of Pentacles. In the obstacle position, we have Temperance, clarified by the Four of Cups. In the present position, we have the King of Cups, clarified by the Two of Wands. And in the future outcome position, we have the Star, clarified by the Tower. In the past position, we have the Fool, which is the very first major arcana card, and it suggests that in the past you were kind of new to something, you had a certain amount of innocence, perhaps some of you also had a little bit of naivete as well, kind of didn't know the ways of the world just yet. Very optimistic card, full of hope, full of looking forward to things. Really, anytime you see sort of a card with a warm kind of yellowish background, usually very positive card. Although, you know, the challenges are ahead, this person is still, there's always, when you see sort of young adults going off to school, there's always kind of a lot of optimism and joy and happiness that surrounds them, as, they're going out there in the world, they're going to experience it, and of course the good cannot be experienced without the bad. Definitely, in the past you went for something, you were a little bit of a risk taker at something, and for some of you, coupled with a combination here with the Nine of Pentacles, suggests to me that some of you were actually a bit of an overnight success, because the Nine of Pentacles is abundance and prosperity. Nine of Pentacles is a card of, having worked really hard for something to achieve the lifestyle that the person kind of enjoys. Definitely very wonderful, positive card. So the past holds a lot of things that are near and dear to you, and a solid foundation as well, because of course the Pentacles is represented by Earth element, which brings stability and security, and so definitely it doesn't necessarily mean stability and security on the outside. It could also mean stability and security on the inside, when you are you have a certain amount of self-confidence, you have a certain amount of belief and faith that things are going to go, well, and you have a certain amount of strength, so when, there is a little bit of an unexpected event, you're able to hold things together and continue moving forward, rather than become unglued. So definitely, there is a foundation that is really beautiful and really strong. The Temperance is in the obstacle position, which is clarified by the Four of Cups. Definitely the Temperance is a really wonderful card when it's in normal position. It usually celebrates balance and patience and moderation. It's a card of a little bit of testing the waters as well, because one foot of the Temperance angel is on the rock, the other one is in the water. So I'm trying to see, how you want to move forward. But, it's a really wonderful card for family. But in the obstacle position, Temperance actually means, of course, the opposite. It means a little bit lack of balance. So you may find yourself in a situation where things in your family are not going as well as you would like them to be. It could be that you are overdoing something, as a result, where things are not going as well as you would like them to be. You may be spending a little too much money, you may be, having too many a drink, you may be, doing something that is, negative for you or your health, or your kind of overall well-being. Definitely the angel's protection that you would have if this card was in a normal position is taken away. For some of you, kind of the protection is sort of taken away. So there may be some mistakes that are made, and definitely, this is a warning from the divine that you may want to sit down and take a look at where you're at and where you're going, because this calls for self-evaluation. This calls for kind of looking at yourself as your own harshest critic. There may be coldness around you. There may be, people who you would normally rely on who are not telling you everything. There may be a little bit of dishonesty happening around you. There may be a little bit of frustration and misunderstandings happening around you. And it's clarified by the Four of Cups, which of course is a card of not seeing the opportunities that are being offered to you and kind of focusing too much on the negative a little bit. In the obstacle position, the negative effects of the Four of Cups are alleviated. I can't talk today. Alleviated. So it does seem to me like you're coming out of the period of isolation. Aquarius is very astute and they're very, very smart. So there's something that is not to your liking that, is kind of bugging you a little bit more and more each day. You may be realizing that, some of your relationships perhaps made you happy in the past, but not as happy as of late, and maybe you're kind of sort of thinking to yourself, what is the best sort of course for you. And we know that you're going to be kind of maybe changing a few things because we have the Tower card and the outcome. So definitely it seems to me that you may be being a little bit overly analytical about some things, and you're wanting to create a little bit of space in your life for something new. In the present position, we have the King of Cups clarified by the Two of Wands. Definitely interesting combination. The King of Cups is a caring, nurturing person who is warm, but this person doesn't show his emotions, doesn't show his hand very often. As we see, he's sitting on his throne, so it's someone accomplished, someone who has authority, but the water around this person is tumultuous, so he realizes that he needs to remain calm in the face of chaos, in order not to lose ground, in order not to lose his throne, in order kind of to continue progressing forward and moving towards his dreams. He has been through quite a few things to get to where he is now, and he realizes that emotional fulfillment, that happiness that he does have in his hand is very important. So, he's making sure that he takes care of it and not spill it. It's a card of empathy. It's a card of, being an authority on something as well. And it's a card of kind of putting, sitting still, staying put in the place where you're at, whereas the Two of Wands is a card of searching for meaning. So it's interesting that the combination is here. You may be comfortable where you're at, but you may be wanting something more, or you may be searching for something more, or you may be looking around trying to notice opportunities that are around you. There may be a little bit of boredom or frustration with the kind of way things are, or maybe there's something that's not to your liking, so you're trying to maybe kind of adjust a little bit some things. Maybe you have a home and you want to remodel a bathroom to make it more comfortable. Maybe you have a job that you generally enjoy, but there's something that is missing, that would attribute to your wonderful overall kind of fulfillment and experience. So definitely, the Two of Wands suggests that you are looking out into the world, and you are trying to use your creativity and your originality to gain advantage, to gain leverage, to gain a new perspective, to gain something that will help you kind of create a more fulfilling experience overall and achieve your goals and pursue your dreams. Definitely the Two of Wands suggests that you're moving in the right direction. In the future outcome position, we have the Star, which is the Aquarius card, which is, a very, very powerful message from the divine that you are moving in the right direction, even though things may feel a little bit chaotic, even though things may seem kind of not where they're supposed to be, or not, maybe sometimes people don't see themselves that are around you. Make sure that you stay the course, because the Star obviously is a very powerful, very positive card, and it is in the major position. It's not a clarifier, which is important to note as well. The Star guarantees success. The Star guarantees that the answer is yes. You are smart enough. You are resourceful enough. You are enough. You have what it takes. You have the skills. You started out perhaps as the Fool, and you came to the point where you are, very achieved, where you are moving ever so closer to the dream that you have. And definitely the Tower is a little bit of an unpleasant moment, but as an Aquarius, you are smart, and you realize that some ground has to be cleared, and you are strong enough and smart enough to kind of clear that ground, which is where the Tower comes in order to build something new. The Tower card takes bravery and takes courage, and it would not be given to you, Aquarius, if the divine and the spirit did not think you are able to kind of see the course to its natural completion. Now let's see if we can clarify some of this with the 3 energy oracle cards that I pulled, and they are Victory, Door to Value, and Walking Away. Definitely, very, very powerful cards. Definitely, you're definitely going to have something go very much your way, and we already knew that because you've got the Star. We already know that something kind of a new opportunity is coming your way that is going to bring you a new way of perhaps an extra income, or maybe an increased income. Definitely there's going to be a little bit of walking away. This does not mean that you're walking away. It could be that someone else is walking away, and maybe you're fine with that. Maybe in fact you were kind of hoping for that, or perhaps you need to walk away perhaps you need to walk away from something that is no longer serving you. That is where the Tower moment comes in. Definitely very powerful message. But to be honest with you, your major cards, the past, the obstacle, the present, and the future outcome are wonderful. So definitely there is not going to be anything that is unexpected to you. Things are going well, very, very well for you, and I think that month of November is even going to get even better. Let's see what answers from angels we've got, and we have let go, unlikely, and no. The answers from angels do not affect the angel oracle cards. So the victory is not taken away. The Star card, the wish coming true definitely is not taken away. But there does seem to be a little bit of delay. There does seem to be that your hopes are going to have to be delayed. If you were hoping to make a progress in something or move forward with something, it looks like you're going to only progress or move forward, a little bit, not as much as you were hoping. There's still delays, and some of those delays are out of your control. So it seems like you want to make sure and focus on the things you can do while you're waiting for the progress to continue. Definitely, there's something you have to let go. It could be a bit of a friend that is kind of not being forthcoming with you, because, of course, Temperance and the Four of Cups suggests that there may be someone in your entourage who is not necessarily in agreement with your vision, and that person needs to go because your vision is, very important, and it suggests that people that are not going to be supportive of your vision are better to kind of be released. So that you continue moving forward. Each and every one of us have our own path. Definitely the no with an exclamation point is a little bit disappointing. But, in the month of November, there is going to be progress in your home life as well as in your work life. It may not be, everything that you were expecting, but definitely, the delay that you may be feeling, make sure that you kind of don't let that affect you a little, too much, because you do have wonderful victory card, you do have opportunities, that you are going to be focusing your attention on. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Aquarius. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting, and I will see you next time.